What's happening? Let me just make sure everything is working correctly. There we go. There we go. What's up, Jilly? I see you there. GM. Great to see you. Let me see. I'm just getting everything going. I'm just going to double check and make sure I have audio because I always get paranoid about not having audio. Good. Oh, yep. Great. I hear us. We are going out live. Let me make sure that I am streaming to Instagram. I'm going to be streaming stuff with what do you call it? With TikTok still, but I am going to try and go out to as many places as possible to help people learn how I am not trading my time for money using DeFi and smart tools like Jupiter. I'm using things like Stacker GPT, which there will be a fully autonomous version coming out relatively soon. So I just wanted to share all that out with everybody. So okay, so what I wanted to go over today, so I kind of go over was I kind of wanted to just bring you through like the process of what I do when I am just basically getting started with actually earning using things like perps and lending. And I just wanted to walk you through how I set up my charts and how I really just take those, and then also while I'm not actually trading, how I'm earning interest on my crypto, so I could always be earning passive income no matter what. I always want to be earning passive income. And again, if you do get value out of these, make sure that you are sharing this video out. If you're watching on YouTube, share out the link. If you are watching this on X, you could repost. If you're watching it on Instagram, you could do the same thing. And just also just let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I just want to know where everybody's watching the stream from. Cool. Ooh, let me just make sure. All right. There we go. Okay, so let me just get started. So I'm just going to go through a couple of things. So we have Jupiter right here. If you don't know what Jupiter is, it is an aggregator. It started off as just an aggregator to kind of like connect all the different liquidity pools on Solana. And you see, I've added a whole bunch of indicators here. And I'm going to show you how I added these indicators in just a second. So Jupiter, you probably will need to have, actually not probably, you would need to have something like Solana wallet. So I just use the Phantom wallet. Jupiter also has their own wallet. If you're on mobile, they have a great mobile device, and you can download a mobile app for Phantom as well. But Jupiter, I do like a mobile app. If I'll go over that in another. But if you need to get a Solana wallet, grab that here, and then you could either buy Solana directly from you could buy Solana directly. You can get it directly in the Phantom wallet, or you could buy it from somewhere like Coinbase or anything like that. Let me just quickly, so I could show you in my wallet. All right. There we go. Okay. So I'm just gonna boom, 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 boom. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pop this out so you can see what's in this wallet. Wrong tab. I needed this tab. Boom. So you can see I have a wallet that I am currently lending out, and I've got a little bit of Gary in there. Gary is actually the ecosystem that created the Stacker GPT. It is a custom GPT that will actually help you analyze charts and make actually more educated decisions, and it will also help you trade, help you learn how to trade. I think that's one of the most valuable parts of this whole entire thing. It's going to teach you the foundations of how to do this, because so many people that I talk to, they don't have the slightest clue even where to start, and I understand that. I respect that. Like this could be pretty intimidating for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. So we have Stacker GPT, which is a free GPT. I have it linked in the description of this video on YouTube. If you are watching on another platform, go to youtube.com/@theblockchain, and that will bring you to my YouTube channel, and you can go to the lives, and you can see that this current live is there, and you can grab it from the description. I also have it linked at DeFiEarner.com, which I'm going to be adding more content to that page as well in the near future. So, all right, so there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all these different indicators right here. Let me actually start at the beginning. So on Jupiter, we have a couple different things. We have swap. It's very simple. You know, you could just pick your market, you connect your wallet. So like I have my wallet connected here, and I really do like Jupiter because it does easily show things like your holdings, if you have any like trigger orders in, if you have any recurring, if you have any perp orders. I don't have any currently in right now. Let me see, why is this showing the, what am I looking at? Yeah, it should be showing that. If I have anything in the the lending protocol or anything, it shows it up in here, and it's not just separate. I really do like that. So, for instance, I have a trigger order here that's waiting to buy some Solana, and I don't know if it dipped quite a bit, so I don't know if this is going to hit. But we're, you know, there could always be a correction. It might hit. I'll have to reassess that later. I'm not doing that on the stream, but I'll do that later. And then you can also set up recurring orders. So say you want to buy the same amount every single day. Maybe you're in USDC and you say, I want to buy, you know, $50 of Solana. I don't have the USDC in the wallet, but every single day, I want to buy $50 of Solana every day, or every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, whatever you want. So you say every day over the course of the next 7 days, whatever, you know, and this would buy 50. Say you have, instead of buying it all right now, it's going to buy it over the course of time. And this is a really cool feature that you have. So, and you could even say, you could price range that you want to buy between. And if it goes out of that price range, then you won't buy. And, you know, very, very useful tool. So the next tab over here is just the Pro tab. This is a really good tool to find out, like, if there's any, you know, things that are, coins that are running that might, you know, actually be an opportunity to buy. Jupiter has this really cool like rating system that's built in. So you have all these have the ratings. You can go to the different, like their launch pad, see their ratings. Ooh, not there. Where is it? Ah, there it is. So all of them have different ratings. So it's all built into one platform. I do like Jupiter. There are other platforms to do the same sort of thing with, but I do really like Jupiter. It's very good. They also have stocks in here. These are on-chain stocks, top traded, and again they have, where is it? You just hit right here and buy, and then there's organic. This is that score again. You can see the organic score is very high. Obviously for Solana it's very high in USDC, but if you go down, you have things like Pengu, you have things like Bonk that are getting like high organic scores. Pump, getting a high organic score. Okay, and then we have next one is just perps, and this is what we're going to kind of be going over mainly today. And I already set up the chart. I'm going to delete these and I'm going to put them back for you, and show you exactly how I added these different indicators and what they really mean and how they can help you. And if you really didn't want all of these, there's a few that I would probably start with. Just helpful things, just to make it easier for you when you look at the chart, that it's going to be helpful for you. Let me see. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Or in the chat. I will keep on bouncing back and forth and make sure that I am grabbing that for you. Okay, so now the next one, obviously they have, they have Lend, which is a really cool one, and this is one that I actually use pretty regularly. Wait, where is this? Why is this not showing? Why is this not showing everything right now? 1 second. Should be showing my... There we go. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't showing everything. So now it's showing it. See now, there we go. When I go to portfolio up here, if it reloads, I think I just need to reload the page. That's it. Okay, so now if I go to Lend, it shows that I have stuff in the lending protocol. And now if right here, I just threw a little bit of USDC in here and I just have it sitting here. And you can see it doesn't seem like that much, but it's more than any bank's going to get you for your USDC sitting there. But it's earned me, you know, like $2.14 for, you know, my roughly $1,000 in USDC sitting in that wallet over the last couple days. And the reason why I do that is because if my my currency is just sitting there. I might as well be earning some interest to it. So I don't always trade the entire trading bag when I'm trading. So I will leave it in here so it can be earning some interest. And then there's also borrow, which the cool thing about borrow is that you're able to take your Solana or whatever currency. So you have JupSol. With JupSol, they're just giving you like, here we go, staking rewards, which you don't actually need a deposit to do that. But what you're able to do if you do this is that you could deposit your JupSol, which you actually got from staking Sol, and then you can go and borrow Solana back. Not as high of interest, but see, you can go up to 93%. And to me, this is a relatively safe loan, just because JupSol will fluctuate pretty close to the to how Solana fluctuates. So this is actually a really good one, in my opinion. Always do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor, so just remember that. But then there's also JLP, which is for their for Jupiter's liquidity pools, and then you could borrow something. Say you instead of lending out or having USDC like I showed you that I had in there, you could go and buy JLP if you're bullish on that, and then you can go and borrow USDC back. Right now, it's not actually giving you an interest on supply APY, but it's giving you an earnings fee, which is just basically like an incentive to put more liquidity over here. You could borrow, so you could technically be earning about 17.6% on this a year, and it would cost you 5.9% to borrow the USDC back. So if you're bullish that this is going to go up, this might be a good bet for you. And you could use things like Stacker GPT to help you analyze if you think that that's a good bet. It's a very useful tool to have. So you can go down this list. There's a whole bunch of them. They say they're going to be adding more, so you could borrow different coins. Maybe you need USDG or whatever, whatever the currency that you need at that moment. I like the idea, so I honestly, is it shown? I can't even spell things. So I like the Cast card as my way to spend things. You can go to, I have it linked up right there, is mydeficard.com. It's a great way for you to actually spend your crypto in the real world, because it's a Visa card. You could instantly have access to it through your Apple Pay or Google Pay, or and it just goes right into your phone, but they'll also send you a physical card if you ask them to. So that's really helpful. So what you could actually send other currencies besides USDC or USD, a stable coin, but it does take, it ends up converting it. So, but if you want to take out a loan, for instance, here, and then, where is it? There we go. Borrow. If you say you wanted to borrow USDC against your JLP and you needed to go spend it, instead of, if you're bullish on this going up and you can see there's a high interest rate, this could fluctuate. Just, it's not fixed. It's not fixed. So always keep an eye on that. But if you need USDC at that moment and you don't want to sell your JLP, you could actually be earning an interest rate on it, borrowing it for, what is that, like 11% less than what it's paying out. But again, remember, these might fluctuate differently. Just keep that in mind. This might actually go up, but it could also go down. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so so where is it? So now you could go and you could just send it here, and then you could swipe it and pay your bills or whatever it is. And they actually have a really good affiliate program if that is something that you are interested in promoting. And they also give you points. They give you points for referring, which that's what I have with my affiliate link, which that is what that is, that mydeficard.com. And then they also give out points for everything that you actually buy on their platform, or like buy with their card. So first card purchased, where is it? Level 1, and you get different referrals, and it brings you up in the tiers. So this is something you can just go take a look at. And they also have a staking mechanism here, so you can get a higher percentage back if you stake Solana with Cast. So that is one way that you could be earning crypto passively, because they're prepping for an airdrop. And the the points are actually, they're pretty sizable in size, like how much each point or the amount that you're able to farm from that system. So go ahead and take a look at that. I use Cast for all sorts of things, so I would go check it out. Again, links in the description on YouTube as well as at mydeficard.com, and then also at defiearner.com. I have it listed there. Okay, now you can go over here. Portfolio is a great one. So this is similar to this. It's just going to show you the same thing, but a little bit more detail. There it goes. And I like it because it will show you things like personal, which it means that what's actually in your wallet. Jupiter, see, I had that the lending right there, and then Magic Eden right here. That's something that it's in like a wallet over on Magic Eden, or connected to Magic Eden right now. So I like that it shows everything, and you just have it all in one place. And then this is from the lending. It's showing how what my estimated APY is per year. So you pop that out here. The figure shows our estimates provided for informational purposes only. Actual returns may vary, because remember I said it's a fluctuating APY, or APR in that case, and vary significantly depending on the market conditions. So if things go up or down, it could change, and it depends on how much people are borrowing or loaning out for any particular type of asset. So it's really helpful to see this all in one place. They also have an airdrop checker here. You could add wallets in here. You could unlock more if you have more Jupe locked, and then you could just verify your wallet. And I have it linked through a different wallet than this, but and you could also manage multiple wallets here. It's really helpful. There's drop down here. You can see a whole bunch of other features. I'm not going to go over these right now, but maybe the one that you might want to look at, where is it? It's just the loans, but that's about it. So I'm just, I'll go over those in another video. So let me just go back to the beginning. I just wanted to go over those real quick, just so you guys knew exactly what I was going to be going over. So we're all on the same page. So what was I going to do? I was going to add in these indicators over on these perps. So what I like is I like to have a couple different charts, just because I'm going to put them into the Stacker GPT, and then also Stacker GPT has access to Bird Eye API, or API. Yeah, can't speak. API. So I'm just going to delete all of these real quick, and I'm just going to put them back in so you can see what I am doing. Let's bring up my notes so I go through which ones I'm going to add. There we go. Okay. 1 second. Sorry. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay. There we go. Okay, I got my list up. So I'm just going to delete all these, but I'll go over what I have right here. So this one right here that I'm about to delete, let's is, why don't, like, we'll go is the VWAP. It's it shows kind of the averages across all of it. So I'm going to delete that one. The volume, which is these ones right here, where it's showing, see, there's a green candle, it's getting volume. Look, there was red, there's red volume. So I'm going to delete that one real quick. I think I have to delete it over. Nope. And then there is, doesn't show it up here, but there is the RSI. And if you notice, as the RSI goes up, so does the price. It's pretty, it's really relevant to volume as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that one for now. And 200. I'll go over this again, but see, it's the length right here, 200, and it just shows the average of those last amount of candles. So it'd be like, this is the average of the last 200 candles, or this would be the average of the last 21 candles, and so on and so forth. So I like candlestick charts. I mean, you could always do this. I don't like this as much. That doesn't tell me as much. I like candlesticks. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the moving averages real quick. And the colors that I picked aren't a rule. They're just, something that a lot of people use those colors. So I just stick with what a lot of people use. And then this last one is the bands. There's all these things that people say about why it's called Bollinger Bands, but but you can see as the price kind of like ticks to the top of the Bollinger Band, often it like corrects a little bit. So it's like the buy or the resistance line is what you could really call it, and then the support line down here. So if you go back here, look, it almost hit the bottom here, didn't quite do it, but it's still reversed. But look, it hit the top of this Bollinger Band and it ended up going back down, and so on and so forth. So up hits the top. It didn't, just the candles hit the top there. I really like Bollinger Bands as a good indicator for myself. You know, you just got to use the one that works best for you. Let me make sure anybody. Okay, cool. If you have any questions, again, let me know in the chat. I'm here. I'm hanging with you. All right. Check. Cool. All right. Go back to this. And I'm going to delete the Bollinger Band. And I'm going to put everything in one at a time just so you could follow along. And you could do it too. There we go. So that's just the chart. If you want to add different, like I just starred different time frames, the 1 minute chart, the 5 minute chart, the 15, the 30, the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4. You don't have to do all the ones that I did, but you know, you definitely could do many of these ones. But don't go crazy. You know, it depends on what your what trading time frame you're going to be trading in. So if you're going to be trading in like the 1 minute or 5 minute charts for low time frame, then yeah, you're not going to need as many. You're not going to need as many time frames if you're not going to be focusing on the long ones. But I go by the term, when in doubt, zoom out. So like you can zoom out, but you could also zoom out on different things. So like, look what happened right here. This is a good thing. Like if I was just looking at this chart right here, that looks like a very different chart. Because, oh look, it just went up a little. But when you zoom out, you realize, oh wow, look, there was a big pump. There was a big pump, and it was like late last night all the way into the morning. So there we go. So that's my point. Okay, let me refresh that so the charts are back to normal. All right, let's start with our Bollinger Bands. Let's do that. Okay, so we come up right here. Let me see, zoom in, see we have the thing that says indicators right here. And I do like the fact that Jupiter, these are TradingView charts, and if you do this through actual TradingView, a lot of these indicators are part of their like paid plan. But if you do it through Jupiter, it is actually all built into their charts. And I don't know if they pay their like some kind of fee or anything to have it, but I found that I'm able to add them all in without having to have a subscription with TradingView. You could have it if you'd like to, but I'm just saying you don't have to. So I'm going to hit indicator, and I have them bookmarked here, but you could always search for like Bollinger Band, and we'll add that in. And just remember what I was saying, like look at it now. Let's take a look at this and kind of understand how it could help us. Look, see right here. Now, granted, so say you had a perp right here, and you set your perp right here down at the bottom, right, and you were watching this. This is actually this is the middle of my night. This is one of those runoffs. This is the 1 minute chart. So say you were scalping and this was like a short term trade you're trying to do. But this is, let's see, let's actually zoom in a little bit so we can see. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the price here is 238. 230. So it basically went up $2 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. 1 second. Let me unlock that. Always put passwords on everything. Security is the most important thing that you could do in crypto. Like, oh, if you think you have enough security, you're wrong. You were wrong. You do not. Okay, so this is 8 minutes. So it went up from here. And if you did a perp in that amount of time, you could have gone like, okay, I'm going to set this like buy right here as it touches the bottom Bollinger Band, and then I might have sold. In all honesty, I might have sold it here, like liquidated here, but that would have brought me. It would have been 37. it would have been, you know, about $1. Like that's a scalp. And again, we're on the 1 minute chart, but you could always go to like these. But this is another example. Like you could have bought it, entered the trade here, and exited as it touched the Bollinger Band here. Now, like it didn't go all the way to the bottom of this Bollinger Band here, but it did here, and this would have been a nice exit right here. And look what happened afterwards. It started to go back down. So this is the reason why I actually really like this. It really does just tell me a lot of information on all the different charts. Like it's just because you just see like as it's getting close to the top, it often reverses. It doesn't never a sure thing, basically, but and if you think, oh no, it's just drawing that line afterwards, just you could look at what's going on right here right now. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. Like we could even watch this live and just see what's going on. See? Like it didn't, this is just trading. Another thing to look at for Bollinger Bands is that you could see when it gets wider, it usually starts to go heavily in one direction. But when it's narrower, it trades kind of sideways. Like here we go. So it's got narrow there, traded sideways. And it started to get wide. It started to go in one direction. And one thing that you could always look to help you understand which direction it's going to go is, let's just actually jump right into the next one, which I'm going to add, which is the volume indicator. Let me just add in volume there. So we could look. So again, just search for volume. And you do it. I had it bookmarked, but there it is. So now we have all of this. So as we have new candlesticks coming, see, okay, we could see the volume and how it's like actually forming. Volume, good, heavy volume there. Heavy volume, and that's why that, look, heavy volume, big red candle. Heavy volume, that had the resistance, it had the wick on the top. That means that they were fighting back. Same here, big green volume, big push, and it even went higher, and then the sellers were fighting back. And then this one was pretty flat right here. Not as much volume, almost flat. There was a little bit of ups and downs, but it went about pretty much even. There we go. Okay. And okay, so that's why I like volume. It just makes it really easy to spot when there's going to be volume spikes, or like what just had really good volume, to see what's coming next. So you can see less volume. Oh, ooh, what's going on here? Watch it. Okay, so now the next one that I'm going to add in, indicators. Let's add in the RSI. This is another one that I like. It's the relative strength indicator, or index, sorry. My brain's tired. There you go. So, and you could look at right here, it added this along the bottom right here. And we could look at, see it's pumping up, and you can see, okay, it's going up above the midpoint. And as it keeps on going up, it's very similar to volume. So I like being able to see both of these side by side, and to make sure, okay, if this is getting a lot of green volume and this is going up, then it's likely that this is going to go up. So, all right. So now the next one that I'm going to add, and this is add the VWAP, and that just gives us like this average down the middle right here. It's the orange one. You could change the colors of these if you want. It adds them all in right here. Here, let me shrink this a little so I have space here. But I could say, come here to this little settings, and you could change things like the color. You could change things like the inputs or anything like that. There's certain ones that like are standard colors, but I like those ones. They work. Cool. All right, so the next one that I'm going to add in several of this one, actually, just so you know. All right, is going to be, let me just make sure I get the right colors. I want to make this one, I actually do like to have particular colors, because it makes it hard to see what you're doing when you actually don't have those colors, just because they all kind of blend into each other. So the EMAs, the moving averages. So the idea would be like, what's the average moving average over the course of a particular amount of candles? So we're going to go back here, and it's the moving average exponential. So we're just going to add that in. Click that, and I am going to actually end up adding this one in. You could add it as many times as you want, but I usually add 9, 21, 50, and 200 candles. And I'll explain what that means in a second. So we have this one right here, EMA. Click it, and to adjust that, so I'm just going to make this one, I'm going to leave this one blue, actually, or no, what am I going to do? No, I'm going to leave it, yeah, I'm going to leave it blue. And then you come here to input, and I can say length, and it's 9. I'm going to leave that at 9, but you would adjust this for the next one. So I'm going to hit OK. Now we have this blue line right here. And I could actually I might change the color just because Bollinger Bands are similar colors. I'll make it yellow. So there you go. So the yellow line is our first moving average, and it's for the last 9. So it'd be like the average moving for the last 9 candles. And you can go through all the different. See, it's different, but it's always on the 9. You see the yellow line there. There we go. So now I'm going to add another one of the same thing, moving average. I'm going to go back here, and I am going to get to settings. Oh, is that the right one? This is the one that I want. Settings. And I'm going to make this one purple. Just, again, it's not a hard rule on what color you're making it, but you know, you'll just need to remember what they are. It does show them up in the chart. You see how it's adding them there, but sometimes they can get crowded. So I'm going to add 50. I'm going to make this the last 50 candlesticks. There you go. So now you see the last 50 much lower. Even though this pumped, the average was much lower. Even so, you could see that this is uncommon. All right, so I'm going to add one more, or I'm going to add 2 more actually. 2. All right, now the next one. Right here. Oh. And again, hit the gear. In this one, I am going to do this one for the next 50. Oh, sorry, not 50. Wait, what did I do for the first one? I think I missed. This one was supposed to be 21. Sorry, I'm doing this one for 21, and the next one's going to be 50. There we go. There, 21 is easier, but now this one's 50. Sorry about that. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to make this one orange color, and then I'll make this one 50. And I'm just going to add one more after this. And again, these are just very helpful. I know this can get complicated and busy, but it's good to know. But if there's anything that you like that you don't feel like it's benefiting you, you could always take it off. You could hit this little see, you could take them off. I like just having them there, and if I want to remove them, I can. So I'm going to add one more indicator, moving average. There you go. All right. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to make it like 200 now. And what color did I have for this one? There we go. Make this one red. Or close to red. There you go. So you'll see I have all my different indicators. This is something that, if you notice, it flattens out right here where a bunch of them are crossing each other. This is something that, if you noticed, they cross each other. It kind of flattens out. Cool. These are the indicators that I kind of add in. But so I get it. This could become complicated as hell, right? Like, I get it. Like, I don't want to be sitting here looking at these charts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let me just refresh and make sure everything's looking pretty. Let me interact with my wallet, make sure that it doesn't do anything or go to sleep again. There we go. So now we have these. We have all of our indicators right here. If you ever want to hide something, you could just hide it like this. Just do these, whatever you want. Completely up to you. Cool. All right. So now we have our indicators all added in again. You don't have to do everything that I just said. Again, this is just what I'm doing. I'm always figuring out new ways to do it. And one of the ways that I do it, and this is really the real alpha right now, is I use Stacker Agent GPT, and soon there will be a lot more automation coming to this when you have Stacker GPT, which is Stacker GPT is going to automate a lot of what I'm about to show you, which is really exciting. Like, I'm all about not trading my time for money and finding ways to just have time freedom. I do that through things in crypto. I do that through things with affiliate marketing. I do that all anywhere I can. I want to find ways to create assets that are earning me money while I'm not, when I'm not actually working. And I think that that's such a huge thing for all of us. So, let's just dive right into that real quick and show you how I would do that. And on that note first, take a look at this. So this is Stacker GPT. Again, there's a link to this in the description of this video on YouTube. It's up on the screen right now. You could also go to youtube.com/@the blockchain. So that is the channel. youtube.com/@the blockchain will take you to my YouTube channel, and you can find it in the description. If you're looking for this live and it's not right there, then you can just go to the live section and I will have them in whatever lives. And then I also posted at eToolbox, that's the wrong one, DeFi.com, which is one of my landing pages, another way that I'm making passive income and not trading my time for money. And then also in the description on YouTube, just so you can find it in different places. There's also in the Gary Club Telegram group also has links to the Stacker GPT if you are looking for it. But Stacker GPT is great because it just will help you learn what you like. If you don't know where to start, look at this right here. Teach me to trade. Look at this magic. So if you really are just starting from square one, you have no idea where to start. You don't know the first thing about trading. And look, we're talking about core trading principles, risk management. That's huge. Like, remember I was saying that I don't trade with my entire bag at once? That's because of my risk management. But I don't want my crypto sitting there idle while I'm not using it. So then I put it into the lending protocol, like over here on Jupiter Lend. Like, that's the whole reason why I'm doing stuff like this. Refresh it. So you may go like, oh, you have $1,000 in there and it made you a couple bucks over the last few days. Hold on, let me make sure. Okay, it's over here. So that's more than if it was just sitting there and doing nothing. Now you could always argue saying that you could have put it in something else, but this is like a low risk way. And if I ever want this money right here, like right here, I have USDC in here. It's as simple as grabbing it so I could use it for something like maybe I want to go trade a coin. Maybe I want to do something like I could just put it right here and say I need 100 USDC. All I would have to do is hit withdraw, and I'd be able to pull it right out of that contract. It would stop earning interest on it, but I have access to it, and it's just earning interest while I do that. So like right now, this is earning a lending APY of 4.34%, and then an additional incentive APY of 3.91%. I've seen this fluctuate. I've seen this go up to like 12% so far and as low as like 6%, but it fluctuates up and down depending on what people are willing to pay to borrow. So this is actually a really good way just for you just to throw your money in. I challenge you to go find a bank that will give you that much money on a stable asset like USDC. I can't find one. So I'd rather keep, if I have capital in general, I'd rather just keep it in something like this than just in some sort of bank that's just not actually sharing any of the profits from what they're doing with my money. Cool. All right, I'm going to get on a rant if I go down that path. Sorry. I'm not a big bank person. I like to debank. Cool. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back over here. Now, this is something that you could do on your own time, like go through here, actually study it, and if you have questions like, it sounds like, I have no idea how to trade, or like how to trade. Please teach me like a fifth grader, or like however you're gonna do that. Just like, if this doesn't work, then revise it. Hey, maybe fifth grade's too cheap, too low. Like, maybe that's too not complex enough, and you say, no, I need that 6th grade level. Maybe it's too complicated. Maybe you need the 3rd grade level, 4th grade or whatever. But it's giving you an example. Only trade card lots kids want. Well, it's using their kids. But it's really easy to just reshape the lesson just based off of that. Like here, let's go create a new chat. Yeah, see, these are just a couple that are programmed in. Should I enter a trade, this trade now? And with this, you actually can go. Remember, I was showing you here over on Jupiter. Say you're over here in the Pro tab, and you say, "Oh, what's cooking over here?" And something's good. Maybe you're saying like, and I'll get honest. I'm gonna get to the perps in just a minute. I know this was about doing perps and trading, but I just figured this foundation is just so important, so important. So if I wanted to say volume, there you go. 24-hour volume is up. If you see something that has a lot of volume, there's opportunity. So let's go ahead and grab Pengu's. There's a contract right here. See right here at the top left corner. I'll zoom a little bit. You can grab their contract address, and we'd say do that, and then say here the CA, which stands for contract address, and it will actually look things up for you and give you an analysis on that token. And you could analyze a token and see if it's something that you want to actually trade. Look, it's giving me the market cap, it's giving me the price, 24-hour change 5.16%, 24-hour volume is 18.2 million. How many holders there are, the liquidity. You can hit here to deploy capital directly, and then momentum. Like you can see the 24 hours. Look how it's actually been going up over the last 24 hours. So that means that there's a chance. So if you think, like, do you think like, how about this? Continue going up. I said, do you think the momentum will continue going up, and why? So like you could just have the conversation with the AI, and it's going to, it's a great question. Let's break it down. Whether Pengu momentum will likely keep pushing up or fade out. So 24-hour change. Again, you could go through all of these. It's like, why it could stall, short-term downtrend. See the 4-hour is red, and you just have the conversation with it, and it will help you make an educated decision. Again, it gives you the disclaimer, just like me. It's not giving you any financial advice. I'm just showing you like what I do when I'm trying to do my own technical analysis. But I could do this technical analysis right here. They have a chart. Look, I even have they got the Bollinger Bands there. That's great. I love the Bollinger Bands. It's great. I love it. But we can go look at all their different charts, and I mean you can day trade this if you want to, but I would rather spend. I'm not trading my time for money, so I'm not looking for like a small little micro win. I want a big win. I'll take the small wins too, by the way. I'm not saying I'm not going to take them. All right, let me just double check, make sure. If you have any questions, or if you like these streams, let me know. Drop a comment in the chat. Just actually give me like 3 giraffe emojis in the chat if you like these streams. I'd love to know if you like them. All right, let's go back over here. So again, just showing you an example. You could dive it. Like what I like to ask it always is like, what would you do if it was your money? Seems like me like a really good question to ask the AI. So it says my thought process. 4 hours are red. Key support level. Key flip. 36 reclaim. So wait for dip entry. So it thinks that there's going to be another little dip before, this isn't the best time to buy. So tight 3% downside. Target. Breakout momentum play. Avoid mid-range chop. There we go. My answer if it's my money, I wouldn't enter right this second. There you go. It just saved you. It made you money by making sure that you didn't enter this second. You could also enter, like, put in limit orders if you want to buy at a particular price. Like on that note, look. Should I place a limit order or wait? And just have conversations with it. And like, the thing is, as you do this, you're going to get better and better at this, better and better over time. And like, you're not going to be able to get stronger unless you exercise the muscle. And I'll be honest, like, I'm here with you right now exercising the muscle, and I enjoy doing this and showing you. The more I exercise this muscle, the better I get at it. So, you know, you need to do the exact same thing. Look, limit order, set bid now. So it's saying to set a bid around this price right here. It's just a little, what's that? 30342 to 0345. Pros and cons. My move, if it were my money, I do a two-prong approach, set a limit order for a dip entry with a stop loss, and stay ready to market buy if it dips even further. So, or if it dips up, actually, if it doesn't reverse, is what they're saying. Sorry. Right now at, is it the 0.0353? And another thing that really does help with this is just so you time frame you're trading on. If you grab this chart, you hit copy image, it does help to just paste this in here. Okay. All right, I'll get over to the perps in just 1 second. Give them the chart. So perfect. Thanks for the chart. Let's break. It does have access to the API for the charts, but I just like dropping in like a really fresh one. So it gives you all this information, much more up to date than even the API has, because that's slightly out of date. Cool. All right. So I'm going to start another one, because we're going to get into the perps real quick. Boom. All right. So now let's go over to perps right here. This is where we had set up all of our indicators. We got our indicators here. I'm at 1, 5, 15, 30, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour charts. Again, if you're using other indicators, let me know. Like, drop them in the comments and let me know what indicators you're using. I want to know what you're using, and actually I want to know why you're using those indicators, because hey, I'm always learning myself, and I just want to make sure that that I am teaching you the best way. But these are the ones that I find like I get some really good information from that I didn't get otherwise. So okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back over here to Stacker GPT, and one other thing before I know I don't want to get distracted, but this is a nice, I like this one. What are the top Solana gainers today? Instead of you having to go hunt them down, these are actually, it's really useful just to be able to like pull them out right here and be able to look at all the top gainers, and then you can dive into one and figure out why. That's one thing. So there we go. All right, so let's do this. So I would like to set up a perp, and I'm going to do Solana first. And you know, I did mention you could do this for Solana, you could do this for ETH, you could do this for wrapped Bitcoin, which is Bitcoin on Solana blockchain. It's an equivalent to Bitcoin on the Solana blockchain. And the same thing with ETH. Like they're not actually on this blockchain, but they are wrapped over here. If you need me to dive into what that means, I'm happy to make more videos about what a wrapped coin means. But just know that these are the kind of the Solana versions over here that you're able to trade against. But today I'm just going to do Solana. But because Stacker GPT is kind of tuned in for Solana stuff, but you would use that same method that I'm about to show you for ETH or Bitcoin, where you'd analyze the charts, because the charts are basically the same, depending, it doesn't matter what blockchain you're on. So, but I'm just going to do Solana today. So here we are. Give it a quick fresh chart, refresh it just because. There we go. All right, so now we have this chart. So what I do, I'm going to go back over here and type in what I was going to do. I would like to set up a perp for SOL using Jupiter. I will give you charts. And then I always like to say, so please consider both shorts and longs. Short is that you're betting that the market's going to go down. A long is that you're betting that the market is going to go up. But I'm more bullish on doing longs overall because I don't want the price to go down, and I always feel emotional whenever I'm doing a short. So I typically stick to longs, but yeah, it is what it is. So I say please consider both shorts and longs. And here, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm typing. Here we go. Ooh, come on. There we go. Please consider both shorts and longs. And what would you do if it was your money? And this is for me. You might be doing something different, but I'll say like I am my collateral. Can't spell. Don't judge me. Oh man. There we go. I missed an L. My collateral will be in USDC. Now on Jupiter, you could have if you're placing a limit order, let me just show you real quick. If you're placing a limit order, you only can place collateral in Solana or USDC, either one. But if you are placing a market order, there's a lot more options of things that you could use as your collateral for you're basically betting this collateral that the market's going to go up or down. There you go. And I also like to add in here. I'll add it right here. It's like you have to decide on what leverage. Now I find that it always is very, very modest on what it tells you to do for leverage. Like do a 3x or a 5x leverage, but you know, I've done like 30, 40, 50 before, and I've actually had successes. So yeah, so here we go. So like I say, what leverage should I use and why? I love that part whenever and why. Because this is the thing, you're going to be able to, like, as you do this, you're going to be able to learn. And even if you don't place the order, you could do this and just like say you're going to place the order and then not actually do it. And you'll actually learn along the way. So there you go. So let me make sure this is refreshed, and then I'm going to actually grab all of these 7 charts that I have. You don't have to go as crazy as me, but you can if you want to. There's 7 charts. Boom. Da-da. 1. There we go. Yeah. And it's very convenient with Jupiter because they don't make you download all the charts. You can, but they don't make you download all the charts. So I hit copy image, or I could download it, but I just copy it and I don't have to like save everything to my device. Or if you have if you're doing this on mobile, it is very convenient to do this on the Jupiter mobile app. I really like using that app if I'm going to do this on the go. Obviously, it's always better on a computer, but okay. Grab that one, copy image. There we go. Make sure, let me check this real quick. What's that? All right. Next one. Paste that one. Okay. Two more. There we go. And grab that one, copy, and paste one more. Oh, paste one more. And as you fine tune this prompt that you're putting down here, things are just going to get easier for you. So I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to hit send. Again, I might be overkill on the time frames, but I love giving it as much information about like charts as possible. Perfect. Thanks for dropping all the charts. Let's break this down stacker style for the SOL perp setup on Jupiter with USDC collateral. Multiple time frames looking across your one. Did I do a 1 day chart? Okay, so 1, 5, 15-minute macro pullbacks are holding at the 9 EMA. Remember I was talking about the 9 EMA? What were we talking about? What the indicator was 9. It means it's the candles over the last, so it's micro pullbacks over the last 9 candlesticks on the 1, 5, and 15-minute charts. And then the RSI's mid 50s suggests no overextension yet. So remember we were talking about RSI. That's this down here. So mid 50s. This mid 50s down here. But it pumped here. See the RSI went up here. All right. All right. 1 day still bullish trend intact. Higher lows since 202 with strong volume expansion. RSI slightly overheated. Near 80 on the higher TFs. So while momentum is up, it's stretched. So that trade plan. If it was my money, bias long scalps on pullback. Do not chase the green candle, meaning that like it does not want you to just keep like place it assuming that this is just going to continue going up. This is 4 hours. This is pretty sharp for 4 hours. But if you're trading on like a smaller time frame, it's kind of a sideways chart right now. Aside from these, by sideways I mean it fluctuates $1. But you get like the 15-minute chart. That's also pretty sideways for the last couple hours. There you go. Same thing with the 5. And remember I was talking about when the Bollinger Bands get more narrow, it kind of trades sideways. And as it's wide, like it got wider, so there's more of a chance that it's going to go there. So as long as this stays wide, but look right here at the top of the Bollinger Band, it's narrowing out, which means it might not reverse, or at least not like take it back off and go back up. It's the same momentum. So here's another, like right here, this would actually be a pretty good entry right here. On the 1 minute, if you're scalping, because there might be a little trade here, but with the price here, 238, and it could go up to like that's almost $1. That's $1 difference. So I want to give it one. So leverage strategy 3x. I told you it would do a little bit less, but I had been doing like 30x. Avoid 20x unless it's pure deep. That's the thing, is like you were gambling when you go up to that higher leverage. But there's a couple ways that you could avoid that, or lower your risk through things like stop losses or having other orders in to help you. So this is something that's really useful. You get a Stacker Agent SOL score, momentum 85 out of 100. That's strong, trend intact. Entry position 65 out of 100, mid-range, not perfect entry, but it's better near the 236 because they think that people are going to take profit and it's going to correct, and then you can enter back in and then ride up again. Volume 75 out of 100. Buy pressure outweighs sell, and that's the reason you could maybe not on the 1 minute chart, but if you go to like the 30-minute charts, which one? Go to the 4 hour. There we go. So if you're actually looking at the long-term trend right there, there's a lot more buy pressure. But if you're just scalping it, you might be able to like buy in, have a quick fluctuation, then buy back, get back out or put in your order. Cool. All right. And then holder growth ecosystem grows, still pushing SOL narrative, and then it gives you a final stacker score, which this is actually a really big part about why Stacker Agent's really cool. So it gives you a final score, 78 out of 100, bounce. Favor longs, but expect pullback before continuation. So personal event, if you were using USDC collateral, I'd size it at 236 to 237 with a 5x leverage, risking 1 to 1.5% liquidation far away. First target is 242. That's your take profit. You could do that all at once, or you could take it all and then let it run to 244 to 245. I'm just going to do one take profit in this scenario just to show you how it works. Even if I might not even be able to show it during the live right now, because I might just be waiting forever for a long time. So if price dips straight from 239 without pullback, I'd wait for a reclaim above 242 with volume and take the breakout long instead of forcing a chase. So again, not financial advice, and again, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm just sharing what I'm doing. And so okay, so I'm going to give them this last chart again. So I was looking at the 1 minute chart. This is actually still dipping. See, it's getting the sell pressure. So because there's so much sell pressure, it's still not a good time until I start seeing. So there's a green candle there now, but it went red. So this is something that you just get to watch. But now, because I would just have to sit here and stare at these charts and figure this out manually. But now that I have Stacker GPT to help me, actually, let me just do this. So it told me 236, 237. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place an order just to show you how to do it. Now, first thing I need to do I'm going to go over here to Jupiter Lend, and I'm going to go and I'm going to pull out 100 USDC. We got a pop up, and what it will do when you deposit it will give you this JL USDC, which is Jupiter Lend USDC, and it will have 100 USDC and take a little bit of Solana for a network fee. When you do that, it's going to burn that Jupiter Lend USDC and give me back. See right here, it's going to refresh. There you go. I got 100 USDC back right here, and now I can go back over to Perps, and we can look at what Stacker said. And I can verify. Give me the exact limit order, stop loss, SL, and TP, take profit. There you go. So limit buy is at 236.80. Stop loss would be 234.80, and I would just be risking 0.8. But this is at that leverage. If you increase the leverage, you will be risking a higher amount. I'm going to show you what the leverage kind of does when we place this order. And there's also a short setup as well. So limit 234, but it was saying it was more bullish on a long. Let me just. Should I do the long or short? That's what we were saying before. Long makes more sense right now. So we'll go over here to the long. 236.80 is what it's saying. So now I'll just go back over to Jupiter. And since I'm doing a limit order, you see you'd have long. But I would say, so I'm going to, if I wanted to place the order right now, I could, but it would be at this current price. But remember, we were talking about what the price would be, 236.80. It's basically got to dip $2 or $1.50 before we enter. There is a one of the things, like I could actually add in a take profit and stop loss here, and because I'm placing the order and it opens immediately. If I am doing a short, unfortunately, I cannot place an order until 236. What was it? 80 was it? Yeah, 236.80. So 236.80, and I'm just going to do USDC. Remember, we're going to do $100. And now we have information down here that's useful. So it says entry 236.80, and liquidation price would be 158.51 if I did 3x leverage. So as the leverage goes up, that actually will go up higher. And also will the fee to borrow. So you're going to be borrowing more. So there's a small open fee. It's just about 18 cents. And then there's price impact fee as well. So then there's also a small transaction fee, and then account rent, which this account rent you actually get back after the trade is done. So look, it found its volume right here. We were looking at this. It actually found the volume and reversed. Because I was saying, like, if this became green volume, it would reverse. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do like 30x leverage, so we can see exactly. Solana would, or actually, no, I'm not going to do a 30, 20, just 20, because I just want to. There's a lot of volatility today. So if I entered this in right now at 20x, I would be able to. It would have to dip back down to 225.60 for it to hit liquidation price. So it would actually have to dip by like $11, which again, it pumped that much in the night, so it could very well dip that much as well. So if you're worried about it, say like if you're like, look at it now, if I go to 10, it would have to dip to 213. So if you're worried, like let's do 10 just so we can get an idea of like just being conservative. The more you do, like if you're a true degen, you go 100x. Look, if Solana dipped, $1.75, I would lose the whole $100. It'd just be gone, because that would be I would be liquidated and I'd lose it. So you're basically betting on it. So if I did, let's just be conservative and do a 10x. Again, the leverage is the gambly part, but it would have to dip to 213.76 in order for it to liquidate again. So now all you have to do at this point, I have my order here, and I have this. I'm gonna hit long, and it's gonna verify Solana, USDC. Solana is remember that's the rent be given back to me. It's USDC basically for the bet. Hit confirm, and it will deposit it in there. So now I come over here, and I have order right here. So I have an order. If you want to modify it, you click right here and modify this. Collateral 100 USDC. Cancel size, the size of your order, because I used leverage 10x. I was able to get $993 worth of collateral with just 100 because I did 10x. And if you decide to cancel it, you just cancel it here. Once the order is filled, you go over here. And when they're done, you have your different positions. Like, see, this was right there, like 15%. I like getting these quick little wins. This was a small one, 8.9. You could honestly get way higher than these, but this was a really small one. But I keep on, most of these are wins, because I take my profit, 23.2, and I move on. So once this goes through, it will show up in the positions. And now here's one thing about Jupiter PERPs. So say this fills and the price dips below your entry price, and you're like, no, I don't want, I don't think it's getting too close to my liquidation price. There is something else you can do. So say I wanted to add in another $100, but I wanted, let's say I wanted the price to be 34. Now, if I did that, it would enter in this position. I don't have the USDC in the wallet right now, but if the position was full, like you already had a filled order, what it would do is it would actually average the two of them together. It would average your entry price it would average your liquidation price, and it would average your leverage. So what that means is that you're going to be able to enter in, like, your actual entry price is lower now, which means that you could actually, you still would need to hit those to take profit because you kind of like averaged out the two. But the thing that I really focus on with that, if I ever have to do that, which again, there is the risk that you can actually get liquidated with a candle, like the wick on a candle, but liquidation price would go down too because it's a lower price. So it'd find an average of the liquidation price between the two. So yeah, it's I know it could seem a little bit complicated, but hey, you know what? Look at this. This is another thing, like Stacker GPT is right there. Teach me how to trade perps on Jupiter, using Jupiter. And it will help you. It's like it's trained to understand these things. So, all right, fam, let's break it down. So there you go. You have your teacher right there. You can come and hang out with me during these lives, or you could just focus on these teachers, like here, teaching you what to do. Yeah, and you know, I'm going to be uploading as many, like, some educational videos. If there's particular videos you want me to like work on, let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to, you know, focus on those. Sorry, I've been missing some of the comments. Oh, what's up, OG Gamer? OG Gamer Gangsta. I love these streams, and your videos on YouTube are so helpful and taught me a lot. That means a lot to me. I'm happy that you're loving them. It really does mean a lot to me. I absolutely love these kinds of streams, Jilly saying, and discussions. It's just being real. I mean, like, this is what we all need to actually, like, all of us just need this. Like, we need to just work together and just see over somebody's shoulder. I go and I look at other people over other people's shoulders all the time. It's such a great way to learn. And then it's good for me too, because I find out what I need to work on too, so I could improve and I could help you even more next time. Oh, you learned something. Oh, cool. Awesome. I love that you just learned something, OG Gamer Gangster. That's awesome. And Mr. Webb, yes, let's fucking go. And look, 3 draft emoji. I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome. So yeah, I really love that these are actually being helpful for everybody. I really do. So let me know. I see those 3 draft emojis. That was a sign for me to do more streams like this. I am going to do more streams like this. And look at my like my little animation that I created with my my draft. So I can do this from anywhere. I don't even need to worry about if I have my camera set up. I can just jump on here and you could just hang out with my draft PFP and me. Yeah, it's so simple to do this. So simple. So now, what I mentioned though about the leverage averaging between the two different things, that's not the same on every platform. That is something that Jupiter does. So you just double check with each platform what they're doing. So, awesome. I think that kind of like fills in what I wanted to go over today. But again, like, you could do the same thing on ETH. You can do the same thing for Bitcoin, all on Jupiter, even though they are part of a different blockchain. So, awesome. So, I am going to wrap up this stream. If I actually get this to fill, I will post about it and let everybody know. I'm going to be doing more streams like this. Remember, I have my order in right here. Trigger price at 236. I'll keep an eye on it, and if I think that I need to adjust that price, it's as simple as just coming right here and adjusting my price, and I'm